towards the end of games, the end of season, it seemed like it was tough to get that bucket or an easy shot. I know this is a flawed statistic. I think it was you guys ranked 267th in the nation in free throws attempted. Now, you play 4 or 5 less games than some. It's a flawed number, like I said, but do you feel like you have the pieces in place? I know it'll take time, but in terms of to have that flexibility within the offense to get a little bit some easier shots at the end of games.
Well, that was the thing last year. We were very undersized. Our 5 is 6'1". Emmanuel was 6'1". And then we had no 3-point shooting other than Dolly Kearns, who got face guarded and couldn't really see the light of day. And so when you can't stretch the floor and you're undersized, we've, figured out creative ways to score, obviously. But now when you got 2 true centers that can score, when they get the ball down low, someone better come on a double because they're monsters.
Yep.
And now you put 3-point shooting around them. That was our Achilles heel last year is we could not score outside the paint. We could not shoot the rock other than Dolly. When you look at our 3-point shooting, it was dismal, abysmal. And people just packed the paint and made it really difficult for us to score. And so I really, in the offseason, as a staff, we met and we said, listen, we got to get some 3-point shooting. If you got these monsters down low, people are just going to pack the paint, be able to double. You got to make shots.
Yeah.
You have to. And so we went out and got Emma, who has a higher percentage than Dolly. She shoots 44%. Yep. Dolly shoots 42.
Yeah.
And then Emmy Renat has really improved her 3-point shooting. Sophie Pig can shoot the 3, Inez can shoot the 3, and Say can shoot the 3. And they will take them. They're not scared. And so now you can stretch the floor. You have a monster with size, both of them inside, not 6'1", not 6 foot, 6'6", 6'5". And now you can really spread the floor. Gives you driving lanes, gives us someone inside, and now pick your poison. Are you going to double? Are you going to bring help? What are we going to do? But we kind of addressed those areas of our weakness last year that, listen, this didn't work. Yes, we were a good basketball team, but my God, we were offensively challenged. And it's something I don't like to play that way. I don't like to be hamstring that you have to come up with creative ways offensively because we can't shoot. Well, then we better rebound better, or you got to be able to stretch the floor and get great shots. We couldn't get great shots because for us, those people shooting threes were not a great shot. Those were given to us. We took them. We couldn't make them. Thank God we could rebound our misses. But you're right. We were incredibly offensively challenged last year. And that's the area that we wanted to improve on. Now we're young, but we have the pieces to be able to do what we want to do. And I want to spread the floor, and I want to be able to they can scheme against us and give us something. We have a huge Achilles heel. I didn't want that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and even offensively challenged. I mean, obviously, even when we talk, and this is, I think, obviously the greatness of you as a player and a coach, the competitiveness. You look at last year, winning 14 in a row. You won the most, ever. Obviously, I know as a coach, you kind of look at what happened at the end. But I did want to briefly speak about, I know, you came back, you decided to stay. You had other options. I think everyone in the world knew that. I talked to a couple of people, even just national analysts, that almost a little bit surprised in a way. You being now here at URI for the long term as it stands right now, I know the day of giving was last week. I know you guys put up empty the tank during your practice. You absolutely emptied the tank on the day of giving. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, 180,000 from the community, second by a little bit only to football. What has it meant to you to just see the response? I know there's steps to take. I still want the Ryan Center full. I know you do too, but just to see that response and just kind of settling into this role, something you've been very successful at.
Well, the goal here from day one was to get the community involved enough to be proud enough to want to be involved with women's basketball. That's first and foremost. I don't expect people to want to jump on a bandwagon of a losing team. It doesn't happen. No one wants to be a part of that. Yeah. Really, it takes a special person to cheer for someone who doesn't win constantly. It's usually a family member who loves you and puts your program. But,
Yeah.
so the first thing was you got to create a buzz and you got to do what you say. You got to win or put a good product competitive on the floor that people are like, whoa, we see this going somewhere.
Yeah.
And then you got to be passionate about it and inclusive enough to include those people in your process. We've been very fortunate that we have incredible alumni, donors, boosters, just that want to be a part of this from day one, even when we weren't good. They said, we're going to jump on the bandwagon now because we believe. We see what Coach Reiss sees here at URI. And that's why I stayed, because I see a sleeping giant and I believe that. And I love it here.
Yeah.
The people, the organization, I love the East Coast. I love Rhode Island. They committed to me. And again, my point in my career in my life, I'm 52. Yeah. If I was maybe 32 and I was at that point at 32, I would have ladder climbed. I'm just telling you, I was very immature. Bigger is always better. I got to be BCS. I got to, be at this level with my peer. None of that's important to me. Quality of life is what I love at 52. And I love doing it here where I'm doing it. And I'm extremely happy. So people can be surprised by my decision, but they don't really know me now. Anyone would think bigger is better. I want to take, more money is more problems sometimes.
Yep.
And we're on a process and on our way of building something special here. And I believe that. And so do the people that support us. And so once we started winning and putting a good product and including people, I mean, I got people that they are our program. Monica Garnes, an alum who is probably one of the most successful people in the College of Business to ever graduate from URI. She built our locker room and continues to give. I mean, not just little, these are amounts where it makes me go, whoa. Charlie Tapalian, we charter our flights now. 5-year commitment from Uncle Charlie. And that's what we call him. And that's what our girls call him, because he is our program.
Yeah.
And so they're at practice. They're part of who they know everything we do. And I want more fans like that. Not just, you don't have to give enormous amounts of money, but our season ticket holders that come to games, we make sure we know who they are. They're part of our program. And so when you win and you're inclusive and people feel a part of something, that's special. And it's ballooned now to where we have enough fan base that day of giving was special. I mean, people, everybody in the community, and I see all the names year in and year out now. And believe you, I'll sign a thank you. We send them post videos to thank them, whatever we need to do, because our program wouldn't be able to do what we do. We wouldn't be going to Vegas next year. That bought us an MTE, that day of giving, to play some great competition. Now the people from Atlantis, Battle in Atlantis, reached out to me last weekend and said, hey, listen, we saw all your posts that you're fundraising for an MTE. We want you in 2024. Please come to our tournament. A Battle for Atlantis to get a mid-major in, to get those net games is huge for us. And in 2 years, we're going to be really good. Yeah. When we put our next recruiting class together with this youth we have, that's when you're going to see our program really climb. And so, I can't thank those people enough that donate on days of giving, that allow us to do these things that I don't think this program has ever done and been able to do comfortably. And they also give our student athletes the resources that it takes to get there. People don't understand practice facility, chartered flights, new locker room, training table, all these things. When recruits come and they go, wow, you got the same things these other schools have. Yeah, we do now. Yep. We never did. And that's due to all those people that give us that ability. It's not, yes, our school gives us a good budget, but those people, the extras. I have a wellness program we've developed now. Our kids have daily vitamins. They've got, extra equipment that we travel with for recovery. We have things far beyond just the basic. We're now operating up here and recovering kids quicker and doing things for their mental health. All these things that we would have never been able to do had it not been for those people. So I can't show enough gratitude